Okay, thank you. We will now start the program. We first have the national anthem.
Jana Gana Mana Adinayaka Jaya He Bharata Bhagya Vidata Punjab Sindh Gujarat Maratha Dravida Utkala Banga Vindhya Himachala Yamuna Ganga Uchchala Jaladi Taranga Tava Shubha Name Jahe तव शुभ आशीष मागे गाहे तव जय गाथा जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
Please continue to stand. We will have the Tamil Thai வாழ்த்து.
நீராரும் கடலுடுத்த நிலமடந்து கெழிலொழுகும் சீராரும் வதனமென திகழ்பரத கண்டமிதில் தெக்கணமும் அதில் சிறந்த திராவிடனல் திருநாடும் தக்க சிறு பிறை நுதலும் தரித்தனரும் திலகமுமே அத்திலக வாசனை போல் அனைத்துலகும் இன்பமுற எத்திசையும் புகழ் மணக்க இருந்த பெரும் தமிழனங்கே தமிழனங்கே உன் சீரிழமை திறம்பியந்து செயல் மறந்து வாழ்த்துதுமே வாழ்த்துதுமே வாழ்த்துதுமே.
Thank you. Please be seated. As the English proverb goes, well begun is half done. We begin the 13th National Voters' Day celebrations with a cultural program from the students of the Little Flower Convent for the hearing impaired. They are first doing a mime on election awareness. Since they are hearing impaired, it's nice to cheer them like this so they can just see that. Okay, the next is a dance recital performance by the students of the Little Flower Convent for the hearing impaired. They are also hearing impaired children.
ஏ மாமா,
என்ன புள்ள?
எலெக்ஷன் வரப்போகுது.
ஆமா,
கண்டிப்பா ஓட்டு போடணும் மாமா.
நிச்சயமா. ஓட்டுங்கிறது நம்மளோட உரிமை. இந்த முறை நம்ம மட்டும் இல்ல, எல்லாருமே ஓட்டு போடணும்.
மாமாய் விட்டு விட மாட்டேன், ஓட்ட விட்டு கொடுக்க மாட்டேன். விட்டு விட மாட்டேன், ஓட்ட விட்டு கொடுக்க மாட்டேன். துட்டு கிட்ட கிட்ட வந்தா துட்டு கூட மாட்டேன்.
இந்த உரிமை இல்லா உலகத்துல பாட்டை வந்து பிறந்தேன். உரிமை இல்லா உலகத்துல பாட்டை வந்து பிறந்தேன். வாக்குரிமை வாங்கி தர எத்தனை பேர் இறந்த.
நாட்டு மக்கள் எல்லாருக்கும் ஓட்டுரிமை இருக்கு. நாட்டு மக்கள் எல்லாருக்கும் ஓட்டுரிமை இருக்கு. நல்ல வேட்பாளரை தேர்ந்தெடுக்கும் பொறுப்பு வேணும் நமக்கு.
உள்ள லட்சம் பேரு ரத்தம் சிந்தி வாங்கி தந்த மண்ணு இது. லட்சம் பேரு ரத்தம் சிந்தி வாங்கி தந்த மண்ணு. பத்திரமா பார்த்துக்கணும், நாம பத்திரமா பார்த்துக்கணும். ஒண்ணு சேர்ந்து நின்னு
ஒட்டுமொத்த மக்களுமே ஓட்டு போட வேணும்.
ஆமா, ஒட்டுமொத்த மக்களுமே ஓட்டு போட வேணும். 100% வாக்களித்தா நாட்டு வளர்ச்சி கூடும். விட்டு விட மாட்டோம், ஓட்ட விட்டு கொடுக்க மாட்டோம். விட்டு விட மாட்டோம் ஓட்ட விட்டு கொடுக்க மாட்டோம் ஓட்டுங்கிறது நம்ம உரிமை
ஓட்டு போட வேண்டியது நம்ம கடமை
Thank you, children. So the next performance is a music video which has been prepared by the Department of Elections Secretariat, and this is performed by the students of Sairam Institute of Engineering. This is also on election awareness.
வயசு வந்தா உரிமை வாக்காளர் பட்டியலில் பேர சேர்த்த பெருமை ஓட்டுதானே நம்மளோட வலிமை இது மக்களோட ஜனநாயக கடமை உரிமை பெருமை வலிமை 18 வயசானா சேர்க்கணும் பேர சேர்க்கணும்
வாக்காளர் அட்டையை தான் வாங்கணும் நீங்க வாங்கணும்
ஜனவரி 25 தேசிய வாக்காளர் நாளுங்க
ஆன்லைன்ல பதிவு செய்ய NVSP இணையதளத்தை நாடுங்க
படிவம் 6 பூர்த்தி செஞ்சு சேருங்க
உதவிக்கு 1950ல பேசுங்க
உங்க ஜனநாயக கடமையாற்ற பாருங்க பாருங்க 18 வயசு வந்தா உரிமை வாக்காளர் பட்டியலில் பேர சேர்த்த பெருமை ஓட்டுதானே நம்மளோட வலிமை இது மக்களோட ஜனநாயக கடமை கடமை உரிமை பெருமை வலிமை கடமை மக்களோட உரிமை
வருஷத்துக்கு 4 முறை வாக்காளர் பட்டியலில் சேர ஒரு தருணம் ஜனவரி 1
ஏப்ரல் 1
ஜூலை 1
அக்டோபர் 1
18 வயசானா பேர பதிய நீங்க வரணும் 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 ஆன்லைன்ல பதிவு செய்ய வாங்க
அதுக்கு NVSP வெப்சைட் இருக்குது பாருங்க காலேஜுக்கு மட்டும் இல்ல வாக்காளர் பட்டியலில் பேர நீங்க சேர்க்க வரணும் வரணும் வரணும்
I love India.
உங்க விரலில் மைய வச்சா இளைஞர் புரட்சி
நீங்க ஓட்டு போடும் குடிமகன் என்பதே உண்மையான மகிழ்ச்சி
வாக்காளர் நாமதான் வருங்கால பாரதம் வாக்களித்து கூறுவோம் வந்தே மாதரம் தேர்தல் ஒரு திருவிழா வாக்காளர் பெருவிழா எல்லோரும் இங்க ஒண்ணுதான் உங்க ஓட்ட போடுங்க நின்னுதான் குடும்பமாக ஓட்டு போட வாங்க உங்க பேரை உடனே சேர்க்க வேணும் நீங்க அதுக்கு பேரை உடனே சேர்க்க வேணும் நீங்க நீங்க
18 வயசு வந்தா உரிமை வாக்காளர் பட்டியலில் பேர சேர்த்த பெருமை ஓட்டுதானே நம்மளோட வலிமை இது மக்களோட ஜனநாயக கடமை உரிமை பெருமை வலிமை
I'm sure you all enjoyed the cultural program. So now, even as the dignitaries move to the stage, We will just wait to sit back, and the dignitaries will move to the stage for the formal function. Yes, sir. We'll give a round of applause even as they come up to the stage. And first thing is the lighting of the Kuttu Vilakku. Switch it on. We start the program with the lighting of the Kuttu Vilakku by the dignitaries. Thank you, sir. To welcome the chief guest and everyone taking part in the National Voters' Day, we have our Chief Electoral Officer to give the welcome address.
Honorable Governor of Tamil Nadu, respected Chief Secretary, respected State Election Commissioner, dignitaries on the dais and of the dais, awardees of the NVD celebration, officials of the Commission, students, members of the press and media, a very good morning to one and all. On behalf of the Election Commission of India, I extend a very warm welcome to the Honorable Governor of Tamil Nadu. We are greatly honored by your august presence, sir. Democracy, being the very essence of our Constitution, has become our nation's identity. Conduct of elections at regular intervals has become the integral part. The important role of conduct of elections in a free and fair manner has been entrusted to the Election Commission of India. On 25th of January 1950, the Election Commission was constituted. Since then, we have a long and very happy journey of democracy in our country. In the year 2011, it was decided that this day will be celebrated as the National Voters' Day to bring in awareness about the importance of democracy, which is based on universal adult suffrage. Everybody who is 18 years and above is eligible to vote, irrespective of caste, creed, color, religion, and economic status. That makes our democracy very unique, and drive is given by the Election Commission continuously and is reinforced on this day, the National Voters' Day, that everyone should participate in this democracy. Every year, the Election Commission of India prescribes a theme during the NVD celebrations. For this year, the theme is Nothing Like Voting, I'll Vote for Sure. Emphasis is being given to educate and empower the citizens for their active electoral participation and ensure safe voting at the time of elections through different platforms as well as through use of technology. The ECI focuses on popularization of new technological tools that will bring in more efficiency, widespread reach, and accountability in the conduct of free and fair elections. The ECI, as part of the special summary revision of 2023, had launched a special facility for linking of Aadhaar number with voter ID with the objective of establishing the identity of electors and authentication of entries in the electoral roll, and also to avoid duplicate entries. A time-bound drive has been started from the 1st of August, and this will continue up to 31st of March of 2023. Taking a step with the following latest security features such as QR code, microtext, Giloche pattern, hologram, and ghost image. As per the ECI directions, the PVC epics are being delivered to the electors who have registered for the first time or have applied for address change, correction of particulars at their doorsteps through speed post free of cost in collaboration with the Postal Department. As part of the NVD celebrations, a workbook on electoral literacy clubs with an aim to create electoral awareness for all the students of schools and colleges who are our future electors has been prepared by the CEO's office and is being launched today by the Honorable Governor. The CEO's office has also conducted various competitions for students of schools and colleges from all over the state, special schools, and self-help groups who actively participated in the events with all enthusiasm. The winners of those competitions will be rewarded in this function by the Honorable Governor. The annual state awards for best electoral practices will also be distributed, which includes our DEOs, the district election officers, and it goes down right up to the booth level officers who are very important for the functioning of our election machinery. On this 13th National Voters' Day, as the theme of ECI states, let us unite and take a pledge to vote without fail. I also take this opportunity once again to thank the Honorable Governor, the dignitaries on the dais, and all those who are present here today, and all those who are connected to us through the live social media like YouTube and Facebook, which you are live streaming, for accepting our invitation and gracing this NVD celebration. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your words of welcome. We now have the presentation of shawl and mementos to our chief guest and for the other people on the dais. Our Chief Electoral Officer will present the memento to our Honorable Governor, the Chief Guest, and also the shawl. Our Chief Electoral Officer will also present a memento to the Chief Secretary to Government and to the State Election Commission. Thank you, sirs. Every year, the Chief Election Commissioner of the Election Commission of India addresses all the voters. So we now have the recorded video of the speech of Chief Election Commissioner, Election Commission of India, Sri Rajiv Kumar, sir.
25th January 2023 is the 13th National Voter Day. I am immensely delighted to greet every citizen of India on the occasion of the 13th National Voter Day. The Election Commission of India was established on 25th January 1950. That means a day before 26th January 1950. It was a momentous milestone for Indian democracy. Lest you forget this date and its importance, ECI celebrates 25th January every year as the National Voters' Day. Voter is the backbone of democracy. And that is why ECI has dedicated its foundation day to the voter. As you know, the magnitude and scale of Indian election is mind-blowing. We are the largest and most vibrant democracy in the world. Actually, democracy is in the DNA of every Indian. And we are striving to reach out to facilitate all those voters who, for a variety of reasons, do not vote. Major reasons include urban apathy, youth apathy, domestic migrants, and others as well. Today, I thank every voter of India for their enthusiastic electoral participation, election after election, and their strict vigilance for ensuring free, fair, and ethical elections in the country. For this, we are grateful and beholden to our voters. I must thank the large election machinery of India as well, which has conducted every election with total precision and perfection, as a clock moves, almost a Six Sigma activity. And I am especially thankful to our 10 lakh booth level officers, BLOs, for their seminal contribution in the delivery of electoral services. I thank all the political parties from the bottom of my heart for their cooperation and support and every step in the great journey of Indian elections. Dialogue, consensus, and mutual goodwill are the hallmark of our electoral system in democracy. After voters, political parties are the biggest stakeholders. Political parties are the trusted partners of ECI in exploring electoral reforms. We are truly grateful and look forward to regular dialogue in future in a spirit of mutual trust. Trust of every stakeholder is the biggest asset of the Commission. And ECI has earned this trust due to its non-partisan and professional conduct of elections, elections after elections. And that is why ECI has been chosen to lead the election integrity cohort of the election management bodies and electoral authorities world over. ECI also conducts training courses in election management for all over democracies. We are actually internationally recognized in delivering as one of the most robust and best elections. The number of electors, I must inform you, in India have increased from about 17 crores in 1951 to about 94.5 crores now. Our voter turnout was about 44.87% in 1951-52 elections, and which has increased now to 67.4%. Still, there are about 30 crore electors who, for a variety of reasons, did not cast their vote in the parliamentary election in 2019. The different reasons of their non-participation are like the urban apathy, youth apathy, and domestic migrants. Last year, the Representation of the People Act 1950 was amended to provide for 4 qualifying dates, first of every quarter of the year, for enrollment as a voter instead of a single qualifying date of 1st January every year. Thus now, no one will have to wait for a year to become a voter after attaining the age of 18. Not only that, even a 17-year-old prospective voter can now pre-register. His or her name will be added in the electoral roll after he or she becomes 18. From the Commission side, the voter card will be delivered by speed post. I appeal to all youngsters to avail these facilities and become proud voters. To inform you, we have received about 11 lakh advance applications from prospective voters of 17 to 18 years. During the summary revision, the Commission laid great emphasis on transparency of the revision process apart from the health, purity and inclusiveness of the electoral roll. A special focus was given to the inclusion of youth, women, third gender people and persons with disability. Due to these efforts, we now have about 1.43 crore first-time voters in the age group of 18 to 19. And about 2 crore senior citizens, that means 80 years and plus voters. Of that, over 3 lakhs are centenarian voters, 100 plus. And we also have about 85 lakh persons with disability voters in our roll and 47,500 third gender voters. A special focus of the 13th National Voter Day is the young and prospective voters, because they hold the key to the future of our democracy. Young people have a lot to offer to the society in the form of energy, innovation, creativity and fresh perspectives. Every electoral participation promotes active citizenship and social responsibility. Today I wish to emphasize that the youth should never shy away from voting. Your electoral apathy is neither in your own interest nor in the interest of the nation. Being a young nation, your stake in the democracy is the highest. So don't underestimate the importance or the power of your vote. This is my appeal to youth. Dear youth, voting is a unique experience. Actually, there is nothing else like voting. Everyone must experience the joy of voting. Therefore, the theme for this year's NBD is nothing like voting, I vote for sure. I want you all to own up this theme, believe in it, share it amongst your friends and display it wherever possible. But the most important thing is that you must actually experience the joy of voting in the next election. We are launching the मैं भारत हूँ, हम भारत के मतदाता हैं song for you. The link of this will be available on our website and social media channels of ECI after 1 p.m. on 25th January. I am sure you will like it. The Election Commission of India is committed to cleaning up of the election space by curbing misuse of money and muscle power. We are pursuing electoral reforms, strictly enforcing the law and equipping voters with the information furnished by the candidates in their affidavits, including their criminal antecedents, if any. We are using technology to facilitate both the voters and the candidates. The Commission also has developed a C-Vigil app through which voters can lodge complaints of any violations during the elections, and our team gets their latitude and longitude automatically and respond within 100 minutes timeline. C-Vigil actually means vigilant citizenry. Vote is the means by which people exercise their political sovereignty in a democracy. On the occasion of NBD today, let's renew our resolve to safeguard our country's rich democratic tradition of free, fair and peaceful elections and reaffirm our deep faith in democratic process. Once again, I extend my heartiest congratulations and best wishes to every voter of the country on the occasion of National Voter Day. I urge every eligible citizen to enroll as a voter and participate in the elections as nothing like voting, I vote for sure. Jai Hind.
That was the video recording of the Chief Election Commissioner, Election Commission of India. We now continue with a felicitation address by the State Election Commissioner of Tamil Nadu.
Most respected Honorable Governor of Tamil Nadu, respected Chief Secretary to Government of Tamil Nadu, respected CEO, Principal Secretary, Commissioner, Greater Chennai Corporation, other department officials, voters, members from print and electronic media, teachers and students. Good afternoon to one and all. On this very important occasion, I deem it a proud privilege to associate with you all and share my perception. We can proudly say that India is the world's largest democracy and its strength lies in unity and diversity, and our country is indeed a melting pot of different cultures. It is a well-known fact that a democratic government is based on the doctrine of popular sovereignty, which signifies the possession of supreme power with the people of this country. Therefore, the administration in democracy is or should finally be responsible to the people. It is in this context that people's participation in elections assumes much importance. Universal adult franchise, periodic elections, rule of law, independence of judiciary, and absence of discrimination on certain grounds are the manifestations of the democratic character of the Indian polity. Elements of democracy found expression in Tamil Nadu's public life since ancient times. The inscription found in the Uttarameru in Kanjivaram district bears enough testimony to this fact. It prescribes a qualification for contestants, a number of representatives for each ward, and method of election by Kudavolai Murai. National Voters' Day Awareness Program has two main objectives. Firstly, creating awareness among voters and promoting voter education. Secondly, participation in the electoral process. Voters' active participation can contribute to good governance in many ways. Voters' participation makes the administration more responsive and accountable to the need of the people. Participation helps to promote healthy and grassroots democracy. It transforms the representative democracy into participatory democracy. Most of the students, even today, confused with our voting right, whether it is fundamental or statutory. Therefore, it is necessary to clarify in this August forum about our voting right with reference to Supreme Court judgment. Right to vote is a statutory right and not a fundamental right, which has been declared by the Honorable Supreme Court in the case of K. Krishnamurthy versus Union of India in the year 2010. Electoral right has also been defined in the Tamil Nadu Panchayat Election Rules 1995 and Tamil Nadu Town Panchayat Municipalities and Corporation Election Rules 2006 as follows. Electoral right means the right of a person to stand or not to stand as, to withdraw or not to withdraw from being a candidate, or to vote or to refrain from voting at an election. The constitutionalization of Panchayat Raj system and urban local government through 73rd and 74th Amendment Acts contemplated democratic decentralization, greater accountability between citizen and state apparatus, and empowerment of weaker sections, and making local bodies strong, effective, and vibrant units of administration. Article 243 to 243 ZZ deals with both rural local body elections and urban local body elections. It is pertinent to share with the distinguished audience that there is a gap between what the voters should know and what they actually know in important areas like registration, electoral photo identity cards, identity proofs, polling station locations, use of EVMs, timing of the poll, use of money and muscle power by candidates, etc. The elector should be well informed when he, she or goes to the exercise or franchise on the date of polls. Poll reforms case, a famous case, Union of India versus Association for Democratic Reforms in 2002. The Supreme Court held that a voter has a right to know about the antecedents, including the criminal past of his candidate, as part of his right under Article 19(1)(a), freedom of speech and expression. Democracy cannot survive without free and fair elections, without free and fairly informed voters. Voter education helps build an environment where value of democracy are understood and acted upon by the population. Media and civil society have an important role to play in fostering such an environment. Election Commission of India, in its long innings of more than 70 years of electoral activities, has brought several reforms to ensure free and fair elections and thereby protecting the ideals of democracy. Most of the guidelines of Election Commission of India has been adopted by respective state election commissions in India while conducting their local body elections. Both have a similar purpose. But the role of State Election Commission is highly complicated and cumbersome. Tamil Nadu Election Commission is entrusted with the responsibility of conducting direct and indirect elections nearly for 151,000 posts in local bodies. The rural local bodies account for 132,351 positions and urban account for 18,622. Each voter is to cast 4 votes for different positions in rural local bodies and 1 or 2 votes depending on the direct or indirect elections in urban local bodies, which is more time consuming, labor intensive and challenging. As the electoral process in local body elections are in micro level, even single vote will determine the victory of a candidate, and hence the elections are more sensitive in nature at all levels. Further, there are multi-post single choice and multi-post multi-choice processes are involved, which is absent in legislative assembly and parliamentary elections. Also, in addition to direct elections, indirect elections are also conducted for many posts in local body elections. Consequent to the directions of Honorable Supreme Court and High Court in several cases to uphold the constitutional mandate, the elections to the local bodies in 2019, 2021 and 2020 has been conducted successfully. All the election process has been captured with CCTV. Another important milestone in local body elections is the appointment of block observers, a new concept for all blocks in rural areas and for each zone of corporation and each municipality, town panchayat, so as to report immediately about any untoward incident that takes place and to use the role of the observers to carry out mid-course corrections to conduct fair and free elections with effective micro-monitoring. Dear youngsters, please remember the quote from Abraham Lincoln, "The ballots are stronger than the bullets. Elections belong to the people. It is their decision. If they decide to turn their back on the fire and burn their behinds, then they will just have to sit on their blisters. The ignorance of one voter in a democracy impairs the security of all," says John F. Kennedy. "If you do not vote, you lose the right to complain," says George Carlin. I would like to remind you that someone struggled for your right to vote. The right to vote is crucial to maintaining a fair democracy and need to be guaranteed for all citizens. Elections are the foundations of representative democracy. The right to vote has long been considered one of the cherished freedoms. I would like to share the few lines of Mahagavi Subramanya Bharati on protecting hardy and freedom in his chapter Sudandhiram, Sudandhira Pair, Tannir Vitto Valarthom, Sarvesa, இப்பயிரை கண்ணீரார் காத்தோம் கருகத் திருவுளமோ என்கிறார் மகாகவி பாரதியார். Dear students, don't think freedom is free. Freedom does not mean the rights and privileges only. It means and includes responsibilities and deep commitment of the citizens towards our nation. On this day, we will take a pledge to protect our democracy through our valuable votes. Thank you all. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. We now have the felicitation address by the Chief Secretary to Government of Tamil Nadu.
Honorable Governor of Tamil Nadu, Thiru Satyaprata Sahu, Chief Electoral Officer, Dr. V. Palani Kumar, State Election Commissioner, Thiru Gagandeep Singh Bedi, Commissioner, Greater Chennai Corporation, dignitaries who have come to attend this state-level National Voters' Day celebrations, students of educational institutions, district election officers who have come here to receive the award, and friends from the media. Good afternoon to you. I am extremely happy that I have been asked to deliver the felicitation address for this important event. I am thankful to all the eligible enrolled voters who have gathered here on this significant occasion. First, I must appreciate and congratulate the cultural programs which were conducted by the students in a captivating manner. The students of Little Flower Convent made a spectacular show by their mime show, and through their silence they spoke louder than anyone else. And the second one was a dance coupled with music. I always reminded of the beautiful lines of W.B. Yeats. Could you ever separate the dancer from the dance? You can separate the musician from music. Mozart is not there. Tchaikovsky is not there. Beethoven is not there. But we could hear their music. We do not have Picasso. We do not have Van Gogh. But we could enjoy their paintings. But could you ever separate a dancer from the dance? Could you ever have a dance without a dancer without a dance and a dance without a dancer? Therefore, it is absolutely beautiful, the dance by the students of Sairam Engineering College, who made it extremely interesting and impressive by their movements conveying the message for the obligation to vote to provide a strong democracy. Since 2011, the National Voters' Day is being celebrated on 25th January to mark the Constitution of Election Commission of India. The very purpose of this celebration is to increase the enrollment of young voters by disseminating awareness and ensuring that they participate in large number in the electoral process. As it was mentioned by the Honorable Chief Commissioner, Election Commissioner of India, we know very well that India is one of the young countries in the world. 65% of the population of this country has people with less than 35 years of age. We have a vibrant society with enthusiastic and zealous youth, and it is absolutely essential for these youth to participate in the political process. The State Election Commissioner reiterated the importance of voting by quoting the various judges of the Honorable Supreme Court. He mentioned about the voting right as a statutory right, and he also told about the judgment in which voting can provide a strong democratic nation. He also quoted profusely from the words of tall leaders like Abraham Lincoln. Abraham Lincoln, in his monumental Gettysburg speech, I must mention something about this Gettysburg speech. It was one of the shortest speeches ever delivered by the president of a nation. Just 272 words. Before the cameraman could set up his camera, the speech was over. But it became one of the greatest speeches of the world. And in that speech, he gave a definition for democracy of the people, by the people, and for the people. Unless the people participate in large numbers, actively in the electoral process, democratic objectives will remain unfulfilled. Moreover, collective wisdom is always superior to individual intelligence. There is a beautiful book, The Wisdom of Crowds, which says why the many are smarter than the few, written by James Surowiecki. The book explains that sometimes more number of common men can outweigh the guesstimates of experts in a particular field, and that becomes the rudimentary reason for going for democracy. We want more number of people to vote in the elections and contribute to the democratic process of our country. Awareness on Constitution, the supreme law of the country, and the significance of the Westminster model of governance are extremely important for the youth. They should understand the basic principles of our Indian polity and appreciate the role in their electoral process. The democratic system of India is based on the principle of universal adult suffrage. There's a world-class movie called Selma, which narrates how the Afro-Americans of the province Selma were prevented from voting for various reasons, and how Martin Luther King Jr. fought for their freedom to vote, and in the process many got injured. They conducted a procession despite being the violence perpetrated by the authorities. They marched ahead, and at one point of time they succeeded in getting the voting rights. Even in the advanced countries, only the taxpayers were allowed to vote for some time. And in some countries, only the men were allowed to vote. But in India, we started with universal suffrage right from the first elections. Right from the institution of the democratic process, we have this system. Given that, therefore, India paved the way for participation of every eligible Indian to decide the leadership in a democratic way. As our Chief Electoral Officer mentioned, irrespective of the caste or creed or community, people are entitled to vote, and by that process, they have a probability of selecting the candidate of their choice. The Election Commission of India is taking a lot of initiatives to make the process of enrollment easier and convenient to the eligible voters. Therefore, I must convey the need for all these youth who have come here to spread this awareness to others, and they should also actively participate in the electoral process. To know about the governance of the country, to know about the polity of the country, constitution of the country, are extremely important than scoring marks and shining in the academics. Therefore, all of you should spread this message and see that more number of youth turn out for this process. Shakespeare, in his beautiful play, Coriolanus, has mentioned how the common man can decide who has to be the ruler. It was mentioned by Tirupalani Kumar also how the democratic process was mentioned in as Kudaivolai system in Uttaramerur inscriptions. Therefore, Tamil Nadu should always be progressive in the electoral process, and I request the audience who have come here to exercise the right in a free and fair manner, cast their vote based on the principles they uphold, and see that the very purpose of the electoral process is achieved. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for those inspiring words. So we will continue as we take the voters' pledge. I request the Honorable Governor to kindly administer the voters' pledge. So please stand up, and even as he takes the pledge, we will also read.
We, the citizens of India, having abiding faith in democracy, hereby pledge to uphold the democratic traditions of our country and the dignity of free, fair, and peaceful elections, and to vote in every election fearlessly and without being influenced by considerations of religion, race, caste, community, language, or any inducement.
Thank you, sir. So kindly be seated. Now we will have the release of three videos. One is the National Voters' Day video, and it's an audio and music video, and followed by the Electoral Literacy Club workbook and the Braille version of the pocket-size voter guide. First is the National Voters' Day video. I request the Honorable Governor to kindly release them. This has been prepared by the Office of the Chief Electoral Officer, and this
வாக்காளர் பட்டியலில் பேர சேர்த்த பெருமை ஓட்டுதானே நம்மளோட வலிமை இது மக்களோட ஜனநாயக கடமை உரிமை பெருமை வலிமை
18 வயது பூர்த்தி ஆன உடனே நம்ம பேர் வாக்காளர் பட்டியலில் கண்டிப்பாக சேர்க்கணும்.
18 வயசானா சேர்க்கணும் பேர சேர்க்கணும்
வாக்காளர் அட்டையதான் வாங்கணும் நீங்க வாங்கணும்
ஜனவரி 25 தேசிய வாக்காளர் நாளுங்க.
The next is the Electoral Literacy Club Workbook. Elections in India, a workbook for informed and engaged voters. The goal of this interactive workbook is to engage students in a fun and interactive way while learning about the various electoral processes. Students can reflect on the current electoral processes, identify constraints and areas in need of development. This book is also available online and also as a flip book. The next is the Braille version of the pocket-sized voter guide. Election Commission of India every year releases the voter guide. This is a guide enabling every voter to find out the voter helpline app, details about the voter helpline app, the postal ballot details, the various facilitation apps, the EPIC Aadhaar linkage and others, how to enroll. So this has now been done in the Braille format to help the visually impaired people. Thank you, sir. We now have the distribution of the awards for all the best electoral practices awards to DEOs and the others for the prize winners of the various competitions. I now request our Honorable Governor to kindly give away the awards. Okay, the first comes to the district election officers for their overall performance in electoral practices. Now, every year, throughout the year, the annual state awards for electoral practices has been instituted by the Election Commission of India to recognize the efforts and contribution of officers and to commend and encourage individual and team accomplishments in diverse fields of election management. This year, various parameters have been considered on election management, voter and electoral participation, IT initiatives, security management, accessible election, and the sweep initiatives. So, the first award goes to Thiru S. Karmegam IAS, DEO and District Collector from Salem for overall performance in electoral practices. The next person to get the award is Tirumati P. Ramana Saraswati IAS, the DEO and District Collector from Ariyallur District. The next person is Tirumati K. Shanti IAS, DEO and District Collector, Dharmapuri District. The sweep is the Systematic Voters Education and Electoral Participation, an initiative of the Election Commission of India. And for the sweep initiatives, through P. Akash IAS, the DEO and District Collector of Tenkasi District gets the award. For their music and audio video, which was been done by the district. Next is for the overall performance and new IT initiatives of ECI, and also for the other new aspects introduced by the ECI, to Shravan Kumar IAS, DEO and District Collector, Kallakurchi District. We continue with the others, the best electoral registration officers, Thiru S. Parimalam, ERO and RDO, Udayar Palayam, Ariyallur District. Next is Thiru V. Rajasekharan, ERO and RDO in charge, Harur, Dharmapuri District. Next is Tirumadi T. Manjula, Tirumadi T. Manjula, ERO and RDO, Namakkal District. Election Commission has always been saying that the booth level officers are the backbone of elections. So here we have best 10 BLOs. Thiru Nagarajan, Noon Meal Organizer, retired Kulitala AC, Karur District. They've all been doing 100% Aadhaar seeding in their area. Next is Tirumadi Padma Shri, BLO, Bhavani AC, Erode District. Next is Thiru A. Krishnamurthy, BLO, BT Assistant, Modakurchi AC, Erode. Next is Tirumadi A. Radha, BLO, Anganwadi Worker, Athur SCAC, Salem District. Next is Thiru V. Santosh, BLO, Nannilam AC, Tiruvarur District. Next is Thiru R. Ramesh, BLO, Village Assistant, Valavanur Arcot, AC, Ranipet District. Next is Tirumadi G. Charmadi, BLO, Headmaster, Part number 17, Anaikatta AC, Vellore District. Next is Tirumadi Murugeshwari, BLO, Part number 224, Satur AC, Virudhunagar District. Tirumadi N. Venila, BLO, Village Assistant, Part number 113, Kumarapalayam AC, Namakkal District. Next is Tirumadi S. Divya, BLO, Part number 161, Mayiladuthurai AC, Mayiladuthurai. Next we go to the special category awards. These are for the Tahsildar elections. They've been, throughout the year, they've been managing the electoral database. And so, first is the N.K. Saravanan, Special Tahsildar election, Dindigal District. Next is the K. Muthuswamy, Special Tahsildar election, Trichulapalli District. followed by Thiru G. Jayashankar, Special Tahsildar election, Krishnagiri district. Also, next is Thiru R. Ramal. This is Mr. G. Jayashankar. Next is Thiru R. Ramalingam, Special Tahsildar election, Tanjavur district. Followed by Tirumadi N. Mari Salvi, Special Tahsildar election, Virudhunagar district. We now go to the sweep contest, the winners list. We had sweep contests in the months of October and November. The poster designing, the schools, for the schools, first place goes to Dindikal S. Preetika. She gets a cash prize of 10,000. She has designed the following poster, which is on the screen. The second prize goes to K.S. Abhishek of Karur, who gets the second prize of rupees 5,000 rupees. Third place goes to M. Pooja Manibalan, Mailadurai. She gets a prize of 3,000 rupees. So the poster designing has also been given to the special school children. So the first place among the special schools, the first place goes to S. Vetrivel of Madurai. He gets a cash prize of 10,000 rupees. He is a special school student. Second place is C. Satish from Ariyallur, who gets 5,000 rupees cash prize. He is hearing impaired. And the third place goes to S. Anbumani of Ariyallur district. He gets a cash prize of 3,000 rupees. Next we go to the song contest held among schools, and the first place goes to W. Vinnarasi from Thiruvannamalai. She gets a cash prize of 10,000 rupees. Second place goes to D. Angel from Namakkal, 5,000 rupees. Third place goes to Sri Vignyashri P. Nair, Kanyakumari, cash prize of 3,000 rupees. The special school children, the visually impaired children, also had the song contest, and the first place goes to K. Madhavaraj from Tiruvallur. He gets the first place of rupees 10,000. The second place goes to P. Logesh from Sivaganga, a cash prize of 5,000 rupees. God has blessed them with great abilities in spite of their disability. The third place goes to M. Sivaperumal from Kanyakumari, cash prize of 3,000 rupees. Now we go to the college students, the poster designing. Among the college students, first place goes to Gautam Raj of Viluppuram, the first cash prize of 10,000. The second goes to B.R. Meena from Chennai, 5,000 rupees. Third place goes, this is B.R. Meena from Chennai, She gets a cash prize of 5,000. Third place goes to S. Sandhya from Viluppuram, a cash prize of 3,000 rupees. Next is the song contest among college students. First place goes to S. Ramesh from Thiruvannamalai, 10,000 rupees. Second place goes to P. Karthika from Sivaganga, 5,000 rupees. And the third place goes to R. Subhash from Nilgiris. This year, we also had an online quiz competition. It was wonderful to see the children participating online. So the first place among all the districts goes to students from Tirupatur, G. Gokan Sri Prasad and V. Saradi. They get the first prize of 15,000 rupees. They are a team of 2 from each district. So all the 38 districts, we had children participating. The second place goes to S. Kavya and S. Divya Darshini from Nilgiris. The quiz was conducted online from the office of CEO by one Mr. Raghu. The third place goes to R. Noble and B. Rajesh from Theni. They get a cash prize of 5,000 rupees. So the self-help groups also had Rangoli competitions, and the first 3 winners are Sri Amman Magali self-help group from Tengasi. They get the first prize of 25,000 rupees. Second place goes to Thodarndanur PLF self-help group from Viluppuram. They get the second prize. This is the group from Viluppuram. Through Rangoli, they represented the importance of election awareness. Third place goes to Malarviri SHG from Tiruvallur. Also, other prizes are to the Amman Self-Help Group from Tengasi, the Durga Magali Self-Help Group also from Tengasi, next is the Annai Self-Help Group from Viluppuram. Is the Tirumagal Self-Help Group from Salem. Next is the Apple Self-Help Group from Ariyalur. The Panimalar Self-Help Group from Salem. And lastly, we have the Jayam Magali Self-Help Group from Tiruvallur. Last year, the Election Commission of India held Pan-India, the National Voter Awareness Contest. A poster design contest was held Pan-India. And among all the states, Thiru Rahul from Tanjavur, he's a student of the College of Finance, and he's got the first runner-up, a cash prize of 10,000 rupees. This competition was held pan-India, throughout India, all the states represented, and he's been selected among all the candidates. So that's all for all the awards. So thank you, sirs. We now have the release of the Election Commission of India's video, Bharat Mein Hai. It was released only today morning.
मैं भारत हूँ, भारत है मुझमें, मैं ताकत हूँ, ताकत है मुझमें, मैं भारत हूँ, भारत है मुझमें, मैं ताकत हूँ, ताकत है मुझमें। हम भारत को नतमस्तक है, हम योद्धा के दो हस्तक है, हम भारत भाग्य विधाता है, हम भारत के मतदाता है। मतदान मतदान देने जाएंगे भारत के लिए, भारत के लिए। हम भारतवंश भारत আমাতে আমি শক্তি ধরি शक्ती আমাতে भारत आहे भारत माझ्यात आहे मी ताकद आहे ताकद माझ्यात आहे मतदान मतदान करण्या जाऊ चला भारतासाठी भारतासाठी सत्यम भारत शिवम भारत
भक्ति भारत शक्ति भारत रौनक बहारा गुलिस्तान भारत हर जन का कल्याण भारत। मतदान मतदान देने जाएंगे भारत के लिए, भारत के लिए।
भारत छो भारत जे मुझमा हूँ ताकत छो ताकत जे मुझमा।
मैं भारत हाँ भारत मेरे अंदर, मैं ताकत हाँ ताकत मेरे अंदर।
நான் பாரதம் பாரதம் என்னுள்ளே நான் சக்தியே சக்தி என்னுள்ளே
నేను భారతుడు దేశం ఉంది నాలో, నేను బలవంతుణ్ణి బలముంది నాలో। నా భారత ನನ್ನಲ್ಲಿದೆ ಭಾರತ, ನಾನು ಶಕ್ತಿ ನನ್ನಲ್ಲದೆ ಶಕ್ತಿ। ഞാൻ ഭാരതം ഭാരതമെന്നുള്ളിൽ ഞാൻ ശക്തിയാണ് ശക്തിയുണ്ടെന്നുള്ളിൽ। মই ভাৰত ভাৰত আছে মোৰ মাজত, মই শক্তি শক্তি আছে মোৰ প্ৰাণত।
মো ভারত মো ভিতরে ভারত মো শক্তি মো ভিতরে শক্তি। আমি ভোট দেবা বুঝিবা মো ভারত পাই ভারত পাই। भारत छुस भारत सुंदर मन ताकत छुस ताकत पुया मन
भारत में ना इंच की दाढ़ हर इंच भितरे रे दाढ़ में नहा मैं भारत हूँ भारत है मुझमें मैं ताकत हूँ ताकत है मुझमें मैं भारत हूँ भारत है मुझमें मैं ताकत हूँ ताकत है मुझमें मैं भारत हूँ भारत है मुझमें मैं ताकत हूँ ताकत है मुझमें मैं भारत हूँ भारत है मुझमें मैं ताकत हूँ ताकत है मुझमें ओ मतदान मतदान देने जाएंगे भारत के लिए भारत के लिए
That was a wonderful presentation. So we now continue with our program. So it's an honor to invite our chief guest, our Honorable Governor, to give his National Voters' Day address. Can we give a round of applause and welcome him?
Dr. V. Irai Ambu, Chief Secretary to Government of Tamil Nadu. Thiru Satyabrata Sahu, Chief Electoral Officer. Dr. V. Palani Kumar, State Election Commissioner. Thiru Gagandeep Singh Bedi, District Election Officer. All the distinguished invitees, awardees, those who participated in the cultural program, my dear students, friends from the media, I extend my best wishes and warmest greetings to all of you on the National Voters' Day. I congratulate the Election Commission of India and the Chief Electoral Officer and entire election team of Tamil Nadu for conducting this day as a festival. Needless to say, this is the most important day in our polity, because we all know that the core, the bedrock of our democracy are the voters. And this day is so crucial. It is intended to create awareness among the voters, because we heard that there is voter apathy. We have yet to come to the 100% of polling. And so this awareness, which Election Commission of India, with its entire instrument in this country, has been trying to create, is worthy of applaud and appreciation by all of us. We know that the institution of Election Commission of India has earned the reputation through its hard work, through its professional and impartial way of conducting election at such a mammoth scale. Imagine. We heard the Chief Election Commissioner of India saying that we have more than 940 million voters in this country. 940 million voters. The machinery is so efficient, and it takes the entire process so sacred that even in the remote area, I've seen in the remote areas of Northeast, a village far off, a couple of days journey. A village means a few houses, just one or two houses. It's not that it's a large hamlet, but there also, the entire election commission machinery with the polling booth, with the ballot papers and all those, they go over there. This is a humongous exercise done with so much of professional efficiency that it has earned the trust of the people of India and earned the trust of the world. Whatever one may say, among the political parties there may be a lot of bickering, a lot of contest, a lot of throwing of allegations and counter-allegations. People don't raise questions or raise finger at the Election Commission of India. And even those who try to raise the note, they are doing only for the show of it. Because our Election Commission has evolved over the period of time. In the last over 7 decades. It has evolved the process, it has evolved the system. It has been refining its entire process. And that has helped in the evolution of our democracy. Democracy is on pilgrimage. It is on a way forward to reach the ideal state where we have 100% of participation, where people cast their votes absolutely without any fear or favor, any pressure, any inducement. In this pilgrimage, the Election Commission of India has played a very, very important role. We have seen over the period how from casting ballot papers, the putting mark on that, now it has to EVM. The innovation of EVM, when it came, there was, some people who were skeptical. Some people even tried to question, especially those who were likely to lose. And Election Commission of India put it to the test. Challenged anyone, the best of the scientific and technological mind, let them come and prove that this machine is not foolproof, tamper-proof. Now this is the reputation. And now the coming of the EVM made the election process so much easier and smooth. Earlier we used to wait for days and days together, the vote used to be counted through the ballot with the papers, and there used to be a lot of interference in between. There were cases where in the polling booth and the counting booth, some miscreant would put ink on the ballot papers to invalidate the ballot papers. It has a lot of physical restrictions, physical limitations it suffered, but with the coming of EVM, it has transformed it very, very significantly. We have also seen that how the people of this country, how the voters of this country has been coming forward enthusiastically. We know that in so-called advanced countries, what is the voter turnout? Their turnout is nothing compared to the voter turnout that we have in our country. We have seen the new trend coming up in voting. The larger women participation. over the last 3-4 elections, 3-4 parliamentary elections, I'm talking about 2 to 3 decades, there has been a significant change in the participation of women voters. With enthusiasm, with the zest, they come forward and cast a vote. Earlier, the husband used to decide, no longer. The woman decides for herself. And we have seen, there are people who have done their studies, that how regimes have changed, political regimes have changed directly related with the number of voters turnout, of women voters turning out. There are so many cases. They are available. The studies are available on the net. That how the participation of women in large number and in a manner that shows their independence of choice. And this has led to the change in the political regime in the state. Now, we are having young people, the youth. We know that 18 years is the age. And Chief Election Commissioner of India, I mentioned about, we have more than 1.5 crores of new people getting enrolled. Those who have just crossed 18. And they have devised process by which even the prospective voters, they can apply in advance. Look at the imagination, look at this, the way, in the new inventive way in which they have been moving forward, trying to encourage and incorporate as many of our voters as possible, perhaps not leaving even one behind. How they have been finding ways to empower and make it possible for challenged people, those who are physically challenged, how to make it easier for them. So this process of evolution is going on. But in this, our young voters, those who are becoming eligible now, they have a special responsibility. They have a special responsibility because you are at that threshold of life. You have a long way to go. The policies of the government and the government itself, that you like to be sensitive to your aspirations, to your concerns. You have a responsibility to cast vote so that you choose people who will be able to reflect your aspirations and will make policies to fulfill your expectations. If you don't, perhaps you lose the moral right of blaming the government or the policy. So our young people, they have a special responsibility because you set the foundations of change. Today, we know our country is young. We all call it a demographic dividend. But this demographic dividend in the politics and policy framework will be reflected adequately only when you exercise your right to vote. It won't come automatically. So, I urge, I appeal, all our young new voters, those who are becoming eligible now, or those who have become eligible in recent years, to realize the seriousness of your responsibility, the gravity of your obligation. It is not something which has to be subject to your apathy. In our country, in general, we have seen that how traditionally our people have been taking decisions through participatory process. Chief Electoral Officer mentioned about inscriptions near Kanchipuram, the ancient inscription, that in Tamil Nadu we had a system of election, system of democracy. Similar stories are there in the rest of the countries in different parts also. Go to Bengal, go to Bihar, North Bihar, go to Assam, go to Kashmir. You have inscriptions which reflect that how people used to take decisions through participation. The foundation of our society was village. India was a village-centric society. And each village took decision through participation. It may not have been the like as we are doing today, but people used to, all the adults used to assemble, maybe under a banyan tree. There was a community place where they used to assemble, maybe in the premises of the temple. And they used to take decisions. Decisions through participation is there in our sanskar, in our DNA. And maybe that's the reason why, when the British left and we started a new democratic India emerged, it has been easier, it has been smoother for us to carry forward our democracy towards the higher level of evolution. Many countries in the world, they wonder how India is able to carry forward, how such a diverse country, such a huge country with a stunning diversity, how they have been electing their leaders, their government, and how smooth has been the transition. We never had in our country a case where the outgoing government created any problem. It's smooth. It was like a place, like a game. I have lost a sportsperson spirit, a sportsman spirit. Often the winner and the loser, they shake hand. And the loser never forget to congratulate the winner. This beauty of ours is something that is a lesson for the world. And today when our country is rising, when India is moving forward with a clear sense of destiny, that by 2047, the India must be the leader of the world. It is not a leader of the world in a hegemonistic sense that, yes, will control. No, it is not. It is not in the sanskar, it is not in the DNA, not in the culture and tradition of India to be hegemonistic. It is with Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, which is the motto of our G20. When the India is moving towards its destiny, and the world is looking towards India with expectations to find the problems, to find the solutions to the global problems, be it the climate crisis, be it proliferation of weapons of mass destructions, be it devastating wars, be it global pandemic. The world is looking towards India to show the way. And in this journey, while in the rest of the field we will do what we are doing and we will do in the field of democracy, strengthening democracy, the way our citizens, especially our young citizens, our women, they participate in electoral process. This is something, a lesson that we need to show to the world. We participate and regime change is so smooth. This is a very valuable lesson that India gives to the world. While we give these lessons to the world, it is our responsibility as well to see that our process is also mature. It gets more and more mature. And we aspire towards 100% voting. In this journey forward, our state, Tamil Nadu, has a big responsibility. Our state, we all know that in all fields, we are among the front runners in our country. Our state is among the most advanced states, a few states, most advanced states in the country. We are the leader, and we have a potential to lead it further. And so, in this field, in the field of election, also, I would urge upon our young people, our young voters, men and women, to realize this, to make our state all the more proud. Let us achieve. I'm told that our voting ratio is about nearing 70%. Why not we make it 80, 85, 90%? Try it. Let us all together. Let us all together not only make our democracy robust, let us not only make our leaders more accountable and more understanding and sensitive to the aspirations of our young people, but also demonstrate to the rest of the country that we can continue to lead the rest of the country and we are proud of it. Let's do it. And on this day, we have taken a pledge. This is not a ritualistic exercise. This is something we all need to understand and appreciate. That Voters' Day is not a function limited to the Election Commission of India or to the machinery to the electoral machinery. It is our national festival, because nothing could be more important than this. And I would feel personally that it should be celebrated at par with our Republic Day, our Independence Day. Because what is more important than the voters, than the citizens of India, those who decide the present and the future of this country? So let us take this pledge seriously and make our state the ideal state in terms of voter turnout, responsible voting. With this, I once again wish all of you, every voter, all the very best. I wish you a great new year. And I wish you all, especially the young voters, a great future ahead in your life and career. Nandri, Valga Tamil Nadu, Valga Bharat.
Thank you, sir, for the wishes for the young eligible voters. And I'm sure we'll all take the pledge. As the theme of the National Voters' Day this year is nothing like voting, I vote for sure. Vaakalippade namudiya kadamai, na nechiyam vaakalippen. Okay, now we have the vote of thanks by the DEO and the Principal Secretary, the Commissioner, Greater Chennai Corporation.
Honorable Governor of Tamil Nadu, மாண்புமிகு தமிழ்நாடுடைய ஆளுநர் அவர்களே, மேடையில் இருக்கக்கூடிய எங்களுடைய மதிப்பிற்குரிய தலைமை செயலாளர் அவர்களே, தமிழ்நாடுடைய தேர்தல் ஆணையாளர் அவர்களே, சீஃப் எலக்ட்ரல் ஆஃபீஸர் திரு சாஹூ அவர்களே, இங்கே வந்திருக்கின்ற எல்லாம் மாவட்ட ஆட்சித்தலைவர்களே, எலக்ட்ரல் ரெஜிஸ்ட்ரேஷன் ஆஃபீஸர் அவர்களே, மற்றும் இங்கே வந்திருக்கின்ற எல்லாம் சுய உதவிக்குழுக்களே மற்றும் இங்கே உட்கார்ந்திருக்கின்ற எல்லா மாணவர்களே, மாணவிகளே, உங்கள் அனைவருக்கும் நான் என்னுடைய அன்பான வணக்கத்தை தெரிவித்துக் கொள்கின்றேன். இந்திய தேர்தல் ஆணையம் மூலமாக உங்கள் அனைவருக்கும் தெரியும், ஒவ்வொரு ஆண்டு ஜனவரி 25ஆம் தேதி நேஷனல் வோட்டர் டே கொண்டாடப்படுகின்றது. இளம் வயது வாக்காளர்களையும் எலக்ட்ரல் ப்ராசஸில் ஈடுபாடு செய்து ஊக்குவிக்க ஸ்வீப் SVEEP, அதாவது சிஸ்டமேட்டிக் வோட்டர்ஸ் எஜுகேஷன் அண்ட் எலக்டோரல் பார்ட்டிசிபேஷன் ப்ரோக்ராம்ஸ் மூலமாக பல்வேறு விழிப்புணர்வு நிகழ்ச்சிகள் மற்றும் காம்படிஷன்ஸ் ஒவ்வொரு ஆண்டு நடைபெற்று வருகின்றன. It is thus an occasion for all the young voters to participate in the electoral process like all of you have done in the last few months and got the awards from Honorable Governor today. Already a good opportunity has been given to the voters who are 17 years of age to pre-register themselves as the voters on 4 specific dates and also electronically by the Election Commission of India. This is also an opportunity for all of us to acknowledge Election Commission of India to acknowledge the Election Commission of India in institutionalizing the democracy and conduct of free and fair elections across our entire country for the last over 75 years. We will also like to acknowledge the Tamil Nadu's state election machinery also for having efficiently and effectively ensured peaceful elections on every occasion. Today, on behalf of all the dignitaries, I wish to thank and congratulate all the awardees and participants of various competitions. And most important, I wish to thank our Honorable Governor, Sir, for having graced the occasion, for having administered the National Voters' Day pledge to all of us, for having given us the message to cast our vote, because there are a lot of opportunities given by the Election Commission of India for everybody amongst us, especially the young voters. I wish to thank the Honorable Governor, Sir, once again for having given the awards also to all our award winners today. I also wish to thank our dynamic and erudite Chief Secretary, Sir, for his address to all of us about the importance of voting. I also wish to thank the State Election Commissioner, Sir, for having quoted various poets and authors of our country and our state about importance of the process of electing. And I also wish to thank the Chief Election Officer, Thiru Sahu, who has conducted this function in a very efficient and beautiful manner. Kuripaha, I also like to thank the district election officers, then electoral registration officers, booth level officers also, for having participated in all the competition and having done a great job in creating awareness for the students. Kadaisiya Kuripaha in the Villaode, Kadanayakanaha in Kirkakudia, Manvarhale, Manvihale, Kuripaha Mede Levendu, Arhana Muraile, Dance Nihelchikal Nartakudia, Anaitu Manvarhale, Manvihale, Ellarum Sarbaha, Nandri Tirtukulhindrin, Nandri Manaka.
We will now stand for the national anthem.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मागे गाहे तव जय गाथा जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय जय जय